All right, breaking news coming in on the bulletin at this stage. Blaming the Mamata government for lawlessness, left leader Sitaram Yechuri has said the SFI student leader has died in police custody, so the state government is solely responsible for it as well. A judicial probe is needed, so that's the demand which was made earlier as well. Pictures on your screens of Sudipto Gupto's body there being carried out for a funeral procession. Remember, this is a hugely emotive and political issue which has seen protests be held across the state. There are plenty of reactions coming across. Sitaram Yechuri's reaction as well.
The police version of this whole incident is completely incredulous, and therefore we think there has to be a judicial inquiry into this. But this is the state of affairs under this Trinamool government in West Bengal, where even normal democratic protests are being treated in this manner. It only reminds us of the days of semi-fascist terror that reigned in Bengal during the decade of the 60s and 70s. And I think the return to those days is what is being seen in Bengal, and that is most unfortunate. But it won't be tolerated by the people of Bengal, and it won't be accepted.
Headline says Manogia Loiwal has been tracking the very latest. Now joins us for a live input as well. Manogia, pictures coming across live of Sudipto Gupto's body there being taken across for the funeral procession, and a huge turnout as far as supporters are concerned as well, praying for his departed soul. And this was, remember, a youth leader who was hoping to make a difference, and the kind of treatment meted out to him. A protest as well, strong protest there being registered by supporters across the state government. Well, I will reconnect with Manogia in just a moment. The Chief Minister also taking cognizance of the large-scale interest and the anger which has spilled out onto the streets of not just Kolkata but many parts of West Bengal. In fact, visiting the hospital in question as well, the SSKM hospital. But just stopping short of meeting the family, just making almost a detached statement saying that any death was unfortunate and the law will take its own course, and that this was an unfortunate incident. The family on its part are demanding that justice be done, justice be delivered, and the guilty be brought to book as well. The left parties, the youth wing leaders, the students' associations demanding an independent, fair probe, a judicial probe into this entire incident. An FIR also which has been registered following this death, which puts the blame solely on the police and says that this was a custodial death. In fact, there was also denial and ignorance on part of the police, which didn't provide, well, medical assistance on time to Sudipto Gupta. Manogia Loiwal tracking these developments. Tragic scenes, as we see this funeral procession, something which has galvanized student unions across the state of West Bengal. Despite that, Manogia, given the comment from the Chief Minister, it seems that she hasn't fully understood the impact of this death.
Well, absolutely. And given the fact that Chief Minister even came and did not meet the people here, and then again went back, she said that order and the law will take its own course. And also the fact that this is now galvanizing, as you rightly pointed out, it is galvanizing and also increasing into a mammoth rally here in Kolkata, where you would see thousands of supporters of SFI there on the streets supporting and expressing solidarity and condolence here on the death of one of their members. And also the fact that there are grievances against what has been the action, the way action has been taken against the state by the state government in this issue.
And it's a story which has found resonance here in the national capital as well. Plenty of angry political reactions from the Congress, from left parties as well. A scathing criticism of the Mamata government, saying that this can't happen in this manner, everyone demanding a judicial probe. But again, no word from the government at this stage, even as we play these live pictures out.
Well, as you see the live pictures, there's not been much action that has been taken except for the arrest of the driver that has taken place. The driver has been arrested with his accomplice, but the cases given are of non-accountable homicide, where it does not amount to murder, so it wouldn't be serious charges also. And also one of the cases of rash driving that has been done. But this is just a way of police walking away clearly out of it, stating that they have taken action, but the legal procedure will follow its own course. But what is shockingly different from any other cases, that you don't see any action being taken immediately against the senior police officers who have been here.
And we also, can expect a lot of uproar across in West Bengal in days to come. We know there's been a call for strikes, conventions to be held by student leaders, something which is being backed by left parties in the state as well.
A very emotional moment. We've seen students who are crying, we've seen students who are very emotional, who just feeling that they've lost one of their friends, their supporters. and one of the leaders who are a rising leader who was here, who was trying to protest against the policies of the state government. We see it's a very, very emotional moment as we see the caravan moving out of the hospital, and also the fact that this is not only one of those moments where you would see a response coming from the people, but also the fact that there is a rage and anger for what happened, and the action that was taken by police, and that one of their supporters lost his life because of the lathi charge that police have done.
And the reaction from the Chief Minister as well, it seemed more like, you know, a way to control damage, to contain the situation, perhaps misreading, you know, the amount of support that was also being expressed there. So when she went there, she seemed, you know, uncharacteristically out of place, didn't really know what to say, which is why we heard these, you know, these incomplete sentences strung together, not even meeting the parents, like you point out crucially.
Well, it's a very, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear your question here.
No, I'm saying, Manogya, that, you know, the Chief Minister is looking very much out of place. You know, she hasn't read the situation properly. She has to recognize the fact that this incident has become a very emotive issue for the people, for the youth of West Bengal.
Well, it is, and West Bengal has always been very active with youth, and this is one of those incidents where the state government could not even read the situation. It took them 24 hours in acting in it. It took them 24 hours in reaching the court and also meeting the family. None of the representatives of Trinamool Congress have till now met the family. And what is even more depressing for the family, and of course, is that there is no judicial probe that has been ordered into it, or there is no assurance except for the fact that law will take its own course coming from the Chief Minister.
And that's the irony too, that West Bengal as a state has always had a tradition of student activism. Mamata Banerjee herself, a young student leader who came through the ranks, now Chief Minister of the state. So for something like this to happen on her watch, and you know, such police brutality to take place, and then denials to come through as well, no sign of a fair probe, that is the real irony in this at this stage. We'll get that link with Manogya going in just a moment, but certainly you can see live pictures coming across from Kolkata too, where the body of Sudipto Gupto is being carried forth for the final rites to the cremation ground. A funeral procession being conducted. Lots of students present there chanting and voicing their support. Well, a scathing criticism also coming across from the Congress government here and the Congress party at the centre. These events have not been missed by the centre too. In fact, reactions coming forth from the left parties. Nirotpal Basu also reacting. Listen.
Personally disturbed by the death of this young student leader. Look, you know, it is not my attempt to try and score brownie points against the Trinamool Congress government in West Bengal. I think there is a sensitivity to the issue. There is a certain humanitarian element. 22-year-old young boy who had aspirations of being in public life has lost his life. You know, our heart goes out to his family.
The criminals in the state, they have got this loud and clear signal that it is their government which is at the rightist building. As a result of this has happened.
Alright, scathing criticism certainly coming across. Sitaram Yechury also reacting, demanding a judicial probe into this incident. Left parties blaming Mamata Banerjee, solely saying that her government will ensure that this incident is covered up as well. And this killing, this brutal killing of Sudipto Gupto, an SFI leader, a student leader, is also covered up. You can see the kind of emotions that are spilling out onto the streets. Youth wing leaders coming together from across unions, coming together to express their support and solidarity with one of their fellow members, one of their fellow student leaders, Sudipto Gupto, who was lathi charged, baton charged, following which he died due to his injuries.